moderation tools, to know about how to prevent your chat to go ballistic, to maybe start with only subscribers to your channel who've been subscribed for more than a week, for example. So you don't allow people who just want to jump in for whatever reason. You start with your community that's growing over time. You can slow down the chat. Can you maybe just push the... Okay, thank you. And you can just get your audience leaned in a little bit by a little bit. Like, don't go full on and just start doing live every day if you've never done it before and expect your audience to just catch on like this. But if we're talking about, for example, why did you come to the summit, and your audience is used to you talking about very different things than this topic, it might be a good way to do a Q&A. I was invited to the EU Creator Summit. Here is why I went. Here is what I learned. Here were my questions. These were answered. These weren't. I'm still wondering about that. If you just mention the fact that you came and the date of the election, it might be the only thing that your audience will hear about this election. So it might still be super important that you mention it. Podcasting. Last year, we announced that Google Podcast is sunsetting this year and moving fully to YouTube Music. So you can now categorize any video or asset on YouTube in your studio to a podcast. And this means that whether it's audio only or video, it will be available both on YouTube Main and on YouTube Music. To non-premium users, they will be able to listen to it outside of the app of YouTube Music, which is not possible in Main. So that's one of the good things. And we know, and that's why Google Podcasts moved to YouTube Music, that people come to YouTube already to find podcasts, even if they listen mostly to podcasts on a different app. So it's a great search engine, again, so they can find a podcast on a topic that they like and then go find it somewhere else if that's where they listen to podcasts. We don't really care, as long as they are able to find it. And for you, it might be also finding a new audience that doesn't usually or doesn't know that you have a podcast, because that's not what you do on your YouTube channel. And it's a different way also to fill in, again, your schedule, your regular postings that you offer to your audience. Community tab. If some of you are not using it, use it. It's great. It's low resource. You can use a picture. You can use just text. You can poll your audience. You can know what they're interested in, what they want you to do. It comes up on the home page because not many channels use it. And so you have a much higher chance of being on that first shelf on the home page. Great way to promote something when you don't want to make a whole video about it. Batch produce your content. I think most of you who do content again, regularly, you know that. It's great to plan ahead of time. It's great to batch produce. You're going to have a lot of content from these 2-3 days. Maybe you're not going to use it all in one go. Maybe you're going to be able to come back and grab a few pieces here and there and use them in a longer term. Maybe insert some of it in a different type of content that you're thinking of. And now elections, so I can finish in less than 5 minutes and we have time for questions. This is one part of the election cycle. There's going to be a lot of time ahead of you beyond the pre-voter education time period and the campaigns, which will, if they haven't started in your country, they will start very soon. There's going to be the results, and if you see that your audience is interested in learning more about that, there's going to be a lot to say by then, not only country specific but also topically specific. Maybe if that's how you're going to approach the angle of the elections talk, there's going to be more to say in the next few years, because if you've found something in this 2-3 days that